morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whenever and wherever you and welcome back to the Beta Plan, playing Planescape Torment.
What's the hold up?
And well, my character thinks that I am being a little bit slow about it, but I am introducing the game to my watchers, if you will. And the last episode, well, we cleared out a lot of the Fortress of Regrets, and we saw, whoa, Anna fighting off that evil being that is my mortality. But unfortunately, we are really running low on spells, and we still apparently need to fight, which is not entirely what I had hoped for. But we are not going to give up so easily. And that is not as much damage as I had hoped. Oh, it critically hit me. That's why. Alright, well that is unfortunate. But I have found at least one other machine. I saw it, so and that's where I'm heading right now. You know what? Just let's go for it. Let's find this one. And if we get hurt, inventory time it is.
Die.
There we go. And that is this machine. Oh, I see another one.
I'm gone.
Let's just go at it. Oh, okay, that is our cue to, well, play a few more charms, but we are starting to run low. We are starting to run low here. We are a mage. We are not very good at close quarters combat. As once I said before, going as a fighter in here is much easier. Let's go with the axe. Let's see
my journal.
What we have next. Now, what is happening?
Shadows.
Ah, the Githzerai. I remember him well. Submit.
I may be bested in battle, but I shall never be defeated.
You cannot hope to defeat me.
I have been here before. This time I shall never leave.
So be it.
Poor old Dakon. Oh! You are quite mean with placing me all of a sudden in peril. But, does that lead me to another machine? No, that was over there. We've used this one. There's not one on this platform. We know there's none on this platform. But, and this staircase leads to nothing? No, it leads to nothing.
Done.
Where is the fifth machine? The one that we need, and the last companion, of course, being a Molt that we haven't seen yet. Where is that?
Done.
Does anyone see that? Am I missing one? We have activated the one on top here. I mean, that's not it.
Done.
There is a creature. Well, guess we'll have to bash for him. Oh, come on, kill him. And this one's followed me all the way down here. Alright, well, guess we have no choice.
I'm hurt.
I don't want to die if I can prevent it. Thank you. That should at least give me another hit.
I'm hurt. Alright.
Alright, so where in the heck do we need to go? Kill hit?
Die.
Does the map perhaps give us a clue?
Damn.
Oh, ho, 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 before I'm dying, before I am dying. Does the map give us a clue? Like, can we see the machines on here? Well, they're very, very dark. Fortress interior. We have... Oh! There's a portal open. Perhaps stepping for the portal is the last thing we need to do in order to see also Molt. And what we also may want to do then in that case is use 4 of these or so. To give ourselves some more hit points, gives ourselves some resistance, and then continue on with our slugfest. Wow, this is a loud portal, isn't it? Yes, it is. And there is Ignis' arrival. That which I mentioned 2 episodes ago. Valor steps in quite handily as well. What the hell?
Then sudden fire to the plains.
This huge crystal raises its pulsating spectral light as it hovers above the crater in the middle of the room. The rhythm of its pulses reminds you of a heartbeat, but slow and sickly. Light from the crystal touches the edges of the room like fingers, each ray of light casting a glow on the ruined faces of the statues surrounding it. Well, we'll leave the crystal alone for now, because Ignis is ready to fight us. And we have one problem with Ignis. He is a spellcaster as well. So, I don't know why I walked up to him and just did this.
Shall be flames, and all life shall be as torches.
If you say so. We're waiting for that one. Now cast Enos Duplication. We have Enos Duplication. And seeing you love fire so much, why don't you take a little bit of Ice Storm? This will be interesting, hopefully. One of the worst animations in the game, I have to admit. And there goes Enos Duplication, hitting off twice. You can't have that many hit points left. I hit over 70 of you. Oh, Enos Duplication is still active. In that case, don't mind if I step back a bit. And he's confused, so that's kind of good for us.
The skies shall be
That is bad. He hit me and thus I moved in, but I managed. Ow, 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 I'm playing. Enos Duplication is about to kill me here. No? No. That is lucky. Ouch. If I didn't make my saves versus spells there, I would have killed myself. That would be slightly embarrassing, shall we put it that way? Well, we have some statues here, and I noticed this. Hello. A secret stash. Sounding stone. This dark was covered in dust. This has been sitting here for years. It looks like a piece of one of the statues that's been chipped away. A tracery of strange runes and markings cover the stone roofings. It feels strange somehow. Examine it. As you touch the stone, a mouth appears on the side and begins speaking in your voice. It echoes as if listening within the great chamber. Dakan Moord Kazariach. Kazaria? I still don't know how to pronounce that name. Dianor, it is I. I have placed a minor messaging enchantment on the stone. Listen to it fully, then do as I say. The voice takes a breath and sounds irritated. I don't know how we got separated, but I think the portal that brought us here divided us. It's only a minor setback. When you find the stone, stay with it until I can rejoin you. Based on my divinations, the fortress is the size of several cities. And as you move around, the easier it is for me to find you. The voice takes on another breath, then becomes more detached, as if surveying something and speaking about it. I fought my way through the first of the vaults. This place is filled with shadows. Way too many to keep fighting. If you encounter any, run before they swarm you. They're much tougher than the other shadows we encountered before. I think the energies on the plane feed them somehow, make them stronger. The voice takes on another breath. There were a series of great war relics within the vault that shifted me from place to place. I managed to lure the shadows to each machine and shift them while they swarmed where I had been. It bought me some time enough to escape. Once I had tripped 4 relics, I had opened a portal out. The voice pauses as if something just occurred to the speaker. It strikes me now that the vault I come from might be some strange sort of gatehouse. The relics seem to seal off from both the inside and the outside of the fortress. Whatever built this place likes keeping the shadows on the guard so they can't run loose. The shadows don't have any substance, so they wouldn't be able to use the machines to escape the vaults. I'll have to think about that some more. No matter, I'm in a room with a great crystal in it, and I'm going to examine it more closely before moving on. The voice pauses as if the speaker is looking around. There are 5 statues in the room, and they look like me. And they look old, too. Like they've been here for some time. As for the crystal, it doesn't seem like it belongs to the fortress, and size and shape reminds me of something I've read in the annals. Some sort of dimensional prison that segments the soul. I don't think there's a coincidence the bolt from the main vault teleported me here. I think the crystal's a trap, so don't touch it until we're together again. I mean it, Mort. I'm going to try and find you all now. If you find this reader stone, do not move from the spot, or I may never find you. I've left some supplies for you in the base of one of the statues. Don't waste them. I don't know how long it's going to take for us to find our enemy and get out. We may need some of those supplies later. I'll see you all soon. In one of the bases. I have no recollection where that is. Oh, but I can find it. There we go. That is a few supplies indeed. It's not a lot. Some charcoal charms, some stuff. Not really important. But what is important is this crystal. That is clear. Touch the crystal. There's a moment of dizziness as you touch the crystal. Then a slow chill passes through your body. And you discover that your muscles have locked, your hands frozen to the crystal surface. There's a moment of silence and sharp pain splinters through your body like fractures. You feel as though the very being has been turned to ice and shattered. He has awakened. Finally, I thought I would die again waiting for him to rise. Perhaps you will still die. Never forget I watch you thieves, you killers. Kill us all three of you. We know of him. We know of him. We don't know of him. Have you a care how you speak to me, you deranged wreck? You was fortunate to reach here with all those traps you scattered throughout the plains. I swear if I could have crossed the years to put you out of your misery, The two of you be silent. Let's make sure he's alright and save the arguments for later. Who are you all? By the hells, he's lost his memories. Damnation, he's useless to us now. Calm yourself, he's only disoriented. As we were all. Give him a moment to get his bearings. You're all thieves! My body you will give it back. I'm at my limits of my patience with your howling, big silent all. This arguing avails us nothing. Give him space, leave him be. Time is no longer in our favor. I will not stand here and squander another moment while our adversary is no doubt hunting for us. We waited long enough for him to awaken. I will speak to him now. The man before you resembles you, but he carries himself more like a fool than a man. His eyes are watching you carefully as you study him. You feel him studying you. So it has come to this. Who are you? I will not surrender my name to you or any man. The man's voice is rough like yours, and it rings strangely in your ears. As who I am, you should be asking yourself that. You are one of my incarnations. You made it here with my clues to guide you. We are separate incarnations? How is that possible? The incarnation is silent for a moment, and his expression changes to contempt. Is there anything I have hated about you? It's your countless questions. Your desperate fumbling for meaning and answers. The man's voice is like a hatchet, and anger flickers across his features. The time for questions is past. Now you will listen to me. I am almost the first to breach this fortress, and whatever it is that awaits us here is somehow able to defeat me. It will not pass me a second time. You sound as if you intend to find whatever it is that lurks here. The man gives you a strange look, then so does you. Of course! That's the only reason we're speaking now. I'll need you to be the show, but your mind must be my mind. Do you understand me? You mean you intend to possess me?
Updated my journal.
Yes. He glances at you and spikes on wolves, then turns back to you. We cannot leave this place in pieces. Only one may leave. How are we to become one? You must surrender your will to me. Your knowledge and skills, whatever little you've managed to accumulate in your life, may prove useful. He sizes you up again. It ultimately will be but a fraction of my power, but it might have its uses. He is practical, right? I think he underestimates me, how strong my mind is. Yet you came here previously and were defeated. The man frowns. I was taken unawares. I did not anticipate that my companions would be split from me upon my arrival. What happened after that is confusing. So if I were to surrender to you, then we could still fail? Unlikely. I'm the only one who possesses the knowledge necessary to succeed. This moment is the culmination of centuries of planning. Many have suffered and died for us to be here. A sacrifice must not be in vain. The last sentence unnerves you. It is delivered like a speech, and there is no passion behind the words. Well, if you're a previous incarnation, I have some questions for you. You are the one who saved Dakan and Chaklator, the one who imprisoned Valor, and the one who led Dianora to her death. The man's eye is narrow. What of it? All of it was done with a purpose. Why did Dianora have to die? Dianora? The girl had little sense of the planes in her, and that was what I needed her for. You see, the Dustmen have it all right. Have it right. Sometimes when you feel too much passion, you cling too tightly to life to let it go. Neither did Dianora, as I hoped she would. That woman, that ghost? The hunched man's eyes well up in fury, and spittle flies from his mouth. She tormented me for years, pursuing me, hating me, and you were the one that killed her? The incarnation barely even glances at the howling and merely sneers. You blame me for anything as laughable, he turns back to you. It wasn't out of malice, though she did become tiresome. It's just that when I arrived in the fortress, I didn't intend to stay. I just wanted to get in, sacrifice her, then get out. The third incarnation speaks softly, but in a sound pained. Why did you have to do such a terrible thing? I needed someone to be my eyes here on the negative material plane, to serve as a scout and try and find out where my killer was. Only the dead can survive here for long, so Dianora had to be sacrificed so that she could become something other than she was. A tricky business, but it worked. She helped you, didn't she? You didn't have to kill her. He looks at you silently for a moment, and he sneers, returns. And that is why you will be defeated if you confront our killer. It's because you are weak, and you do not see the things that are necessary. You dare call me weak? You orchestrated all these grand plans for defeating this invisible enemy, and you got your ass handed to you anyway. And some poor girl was murdered because of it. Maybe if you had done your job the first time you were here, this wouldn't be even a problem. You dare lecture me? Women have always walked our path of us, whether Dianora or Revel or any other woman, and they have suffered, and it was always their choice. Dianora would have died for me if I'd asked her to. There was no crime. I won't speak of this any longer. There are other things I want to know. I can ask him many questions, as you see here. Many questions. About Dakan, how he imprisoned Valor, about all the things he did to Valor, about the Archer, but... well... about the tomb that was imprisoned. There are so many things here that I could spend 2 episodes just talking to him. But what I'm going to do first is... I'm going to progress the story. It is time to continue. So I'm going to only ask what is necessary. Were you the one who asked Ferret to get the bronze sphere from the catacombs? Ferret? The incarnation thinks for a moment. Oh yes, the trash king with all the tough bloods that thought it was easy prey. He smiled slightly as if recalling a pleasant memory. Only after a little blood and thing, I struck a bargain with him. He would see to it that his men found me, they would take me safely to the mortuary, and of course, I need the eyes and hands of his men to scurry the catacombs beneath Seagull for me. For the bronze sphere. Yes, I told Ferret it was the only thing that would save him in his miserable life. What a sniveling little dodger he was. Incarnation smiles at you. You see, the old bastard was destined to end up on the Pillar of Skulls when he died. He was desperately trying to weasel his way out of it. So I told him that there was an item beneath Seagull that would save him from his fate. But only if he could find it. But I wouldn't save him. It was just something that you wanted him to find. Of course! It was useless to him. One cannot dodge fate so easily. He looks at you irritated. However, nothing motivates a man faster than telling him that what he seeks will save his soul from eternal damnation. I intended to take it from him after he found it. It's just that searching for it myself would have taken too long. He smiles again. And why should I do it when I could have someone else hunt it for me? Actually, he ended up tricking me to find it for him. Why was it so important? Important? Do you not know? Incarnation becomes silent for a moment. Do you have it with you? Yes, I do. I brought it with me. You have it? Incarnation eye flare. Then your life has some use after all. You watch his eye flicker as I'm thinking, calculating. When we merge, I will see about it. Finding a means to unlock it. Perhaps it all is not lost. What is the sphere? Why is it important? It is a dead century stone. Do you know what it contains? He smiles eagerly. It holds the last experience of the first of us. When we were one man and not a string of incarnations. His voice dropped. There's some way of unlocking it. I will be able to see inside his mind. And see why this all happened? Yes. Incarnation's face has become somber. It is the answer I have always sought. Why this happened. I became immortal. He studies you. When we merge, I will see about finding a means to unlock it. Perhaps all is not lost. The third incarnation interrupts. Perhaps there is no answer to such a thing. Perhaps there never was. I don't deal in the realms of perhaps and maybe, the first incarnation sneers. I seek answers. If that has allowed us to get this far, he looks at the third incarnation with contempt. We had left life in your hands, we wouldn't even a fraction of the truth we now possess. And in that truth lies power. He turns to you. You will realize then when we merge. Very well, bluff. I am ready to merge with you, but I think my mind is stronger than yours. So be it then. His eyes become grey like mist, and he gives a slight smile as if in anticipation. We shall see what your mind has in store. You lock gazes with him, his eyes like stones, and they start to drag you down. Lock gazes with him. Try and force him to merge with you. As you swim in the corridors of his mind, the first emotion you encounter is surprise, and his eyes widen. He's not absorbing you. Your will is stronger, and it is consuming him. You feel him desperately trying to pull back, but he cannot. He's too weak, and your will blocks his retreat while drawing him deeper into your subconscious. This is the last time we will ever speak. Return to death, where you belong. He looks incredulous for a moment, then he disintegrates, and you feel a rush of knowledge pouring through you, fighting to deserve it. It's almost too much to absorb at once, and you find yourself disoriented. So much knowledge, so much experience that. And as quickly as it occurred, the rush subsides, and you steady yourself. The bits of knowledge swirl about in your mind, and you will make sense of them later. For now, only one piece of knowledge is important. The incarnation did not know how to leave this place. He lied to trick you into surrendering. Damn it.
I feel stronger.
And with that, we will end the episode. And in the next episode, we will talk to these two incarnations. And I think that episode will be the one that's the last one before the final. So, stick around, 2 more episodes, and we will be done. And reveal the end of this great story. I thank you for watching, and remember, great peril yields great beauty.